Now, the Election Commission of India has released the data on electoral bonds purchased by companies to donate to political parties. The State Bank of India's affidavit states that 22,217 bonds were purchased between April 1st, 2019 and February 15th, 2024. Out of that, the total number of bonds redeemed during this period is 22,030. Future Gaming and Hotel Services has emerged as the top purchaser of electoral bonds, followed by Megha Engineering and Infrastructures Limited, Quavik Supply Chain Private Limited, Vedanta Limited and Haldia Energy Limited. The top 5 parties to have received the bonds are BJP, which has received 47% of the total bonds of amount rupees 6,061 crores. BJP is followed by Trinamool Congress, Indian National Congress, Bharat Rashtra Samiti and Biju Janata Dal. The SBI also stated that the bonds that had been encashed by political parties were transferred to Prime Minister's National Fund. In fact, we're going to go to the big wall over there. I'm going to give you an understanding on the data that has been put out there. But before I do that, viewers, it's important to understand the timeline. And what we have over here is the timeline. So, in fact, let's take you through the timeline of the electoral bond case. 1st February 2017, electoral bonds. All right, we're going to quickly shift to 14th February 2017. NGOs Association for Democratic Reforms moves SC challenging the scheme. So, this is exactly what took place on the 14th of September 2017, where NGOs Association for Democratic Reforms moved SC to challenge this. 3rd October 2017, again talking about the case, SC issues notice to Centre and Election Commission. PIL filed by the NGOs. So, of course, viewers, a PIL was filed by the NGOs, and this is exactly what took place in that month. 2nd January 2018, central government notifies that the electoral bond scheme. So, on 2nd January 2018, the electoral bond scheme was in fact notified by the central government. Shifting our focus to 7th November 2022, scheme amended to increase sale days when assembly elections is scheduled. So, of course, giving you a timeline of what exactly took place in this case. We are going to give you more and more of an understanding on the timeline of this case. 16th October 2023, SC bench refers to pleas against scheme to a 5-judge constitution bench. So, of course, this is exactly what took place on 16th October 2023. SC bench refers to the pleas. 31st October 2023, 5-judge bench commences hearing on the pleas against the scheme. So, this is exactly when the hearing on the pleas started. It is the 31st of October 2023. Quickly taking a look at 15th February 2024, SC delivers a unanimous judgment annulling the scheme. So, this is exactly what took place this year on the 15th of February. And in fact, now 4th March 2024, SBI moves SC seeking an extension of the time till June 30th. So, of course, viewers, there was this happened that they wanted a little more time in order to put the data out there. So, they had asked for an extension. 7th March 2024, pleas filed in Supreme Court seeking contempt action against SBI. So, of course, pleas were filed in the Supreme Court on the 7th of February. Of course, viewers, taking you through the total timeline. 11th March 2024, however, SC dismisses SBI's pleas seeking extension and directs to furnish the details. So, of course, there was a big statement that came in from the Supreme Court. They said that, you know, we need the information very, very soon, no 30th June. 14th March 2024, EC uploads electoral bonds donor data on the website. So, of course, on 14th March, all the information, the information on the donors was made public. So this is of course the timeline that we are taking you through, viewers. It started in 2017. We're now here in 2024 and we know exactly what has taken place. The data has now been made official. It's open for the public to see. In fact, to give us his perspectives on this development that has taken place, joining us at this point of time, and in fact with us is Mr. Himanshu Bhatt, senior journalist. Sir, thank you so much for staying on with us. You know, we've given our viewers a timeline of what exactly took place as far as the electoral bonds case is concerned. And now we know that all the data is out in the open. Everyone knows, you know, identities have been disclosed. The amount of money that was put in as in the form of electoral bonds has been made public. Do you, I mean, what is your assessment on this? Do you agree with the developments that have taken place? Do you agree with the fact that, you know, identities have been disclosed despite, you know, when they were making those purchases, when electoral bonds were being purchased, they were told that identities would not be disclosed. So how do you see all of this as taking place?
Well, that is a breach of confidence in a way, if you see. But then the more important thing is, you know, when they are released and the nation knows this now, you know, it has turned out to be a damn squib. दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो गया. A few individuals might have suffered, but then when you see this whole list, it is very imperative. See, in Bharat, in India's democracy, big corporates funding political parties is nothing unknown. And that had been going on since 1947, since years. Corporates have been funding political parties. That's a fact of life. Okay. Now, there was a narrative being set up in this electoral bond case that, you know, a few people, BJP has benefited, a few parties have benefited everything from so-called big corporates, Adanis and Ambanis and this and that. And so, people were trying to score brownie points, if I talk in a layman's language. And once this came out, you know, it became very, very clear that, you see, a party that governs a center with 300 plus seats and about 15 plus states gets nearly 47% money. Whereas a party that is running just one state and with 30 odd MPs also get a huge amount of money. What does it suggest? What does it suggest? What actually the Lutyens media, as we call it, some people call it, I would also like to call it today Lutyens media, was trying to put entire blame on a political party. When this whole thing came out, they are not talking now. They are all quiet. Because दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो गया है. In a way, I would say this was a blessing in disguise.
Right, sir.
That was a blessing, you know, that Supreme Court said, now make it open. Let this narrative fall. It was a wrong narrative. Initially, it looked like, you know, that's a breach of, yes, you're finding some names which are very, very questionable. But then ED has already done action on them in 2022. The biggest donor, that lottery king, he's been raided by ED in 2022. So they were questionable, actions have already been taken. Those who have purchased lots and lots of. But then what happened to these Adanis and Ambanis? When do they figure in this? That they were funding a particular party. That was the allegation, right? In public domain.
Right.
People have known this. So I would say, in a way, it is better. Now, you should have electoral bonds with a committee.
All right. So your assessment is that there is in fact being more, apart from the numbers and the names, there's in fact been more revelations that have taken place if you sit and analyze the data that has been unraveled, as what you're saying.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.